Hey everybody, I am putting on hiatus, if not terminating outright, my plans for further commentary on the Marilyn Manson, Evan Rachel Wood situation. My reason for that is that I see the media coverage of it going down a very familiar road, and it is not a road that I care to go down again. So for my own personal mental, emotional, and personal well-being, I need to take a step back. There was an article run in the Daily Beast recently, an interview with Amy Berg, who's the director of Phoenix Rising, where they said that the Daily Beast, described the people who think Marilyn Manson is innocent and the people who think Johnny Depp is innocent as being a, quote, bizarre internet truther movement. And it is not, now, first of all, I've not looked at the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation at all, so I can't comment on that with any amount of knowledge whatsoever. But simply put, it is not a bizarre internet truther movement to believe that a person is not guilty of a crime of which they stand accused. That is a perfectly reasonable position to take. That happens every day in the course of criminal accusations all over the world. There is nothing wrong with that. The fact that people are able to look at the situation and decide which side they are on, or decide which person they think is carries the valid position, is indicative of the fact that we live in a free society. The people who want to convince you of the opposite, the people who want to convince you that the person making an accusation is automatically right and the sole arbiter of the nature of reality, and that anyone who disagrees with the person making that accusation is a sick, psychotic loner that is probably a tacit supporter of the very sort of crimes that this person is talking about. Those people do not want to live in a free society, period. But once again, the media is going to do the same thing with the Manson Wood scenario that they did with Gamergate, where it's just going to be, we've decided to take this position, and anyone who disagrees with us is a scumbag and a loser. You know, recently, it's funny, I make it a point in all of the issues that I follow to come to my own conclusions rather than just take one side or the other. Like I say, half the country takes its marching orders from Fox News, half the country takes its orders from MSNBC. And no, that does not mean that I'm getting my news information from some bizarre underground source with questionable motives or something like that. It just means that I try to get at the basic facts of the situation and come to my own conclusions. So, for example, I'm very unique in the fact that in the same week, a couple months ago, the killers of Ahmaud Arbery were found guilty, and Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty. And in both of those cases, I think justice was served. And that's weird, because most people are of the mindset that if you're pro Ahmaud Arbery, you have to be anti Kyle Rittenhouse, even though these two issues have no relationship to each other whatsoever. But, it's funny because Kyle Rittenhouse has been found not guilty, and yet the media continues to find ways to try to castigate him as being guilty. And I have been over and over, I'm not going to get off on a side tangent about Kyle Rittenhouse, but I've been over and over and over and over the details of that case again and again and again and again, and I cannot come to a conclusion where Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty of the crimes of which he was accused, especially when you have witnesses up to and including one of the people that he shot saying that he shot in self-defense in all instances. But, the media has elected themselves the final arbiters on the nature of reality, and anyone who disagrees with them is a paranoid lunatic. And there are cases where the people who disagree are paranoid lunatics. The QAnon people are paranoid lunatics. The The John Kerry birther movement, paranoid lunatics. The people trying desperately to prove Obama was born in Kenya, paranoid lunatics. But the people trying to prove 9/11 was an inside job, paranoid lunatics. But the people who simply think that a person is not guilty of the crimes of which they are accused are not paranoid lunatics, especially when one side has presented an extraordinarily well-crafted and well-argued and well-presented legal document stating their grievances, and the other side is just whipping up as much mass media support for their extreme, wild accusations as they possibly can. It is not for me to rule on who is correct in this situation, but I know what my opinion is. I will continue to enjoy and listen to Marilyn Manson. I have no illusions about him being a perfect human being. Somebody wrote into my channel and pointed out that Colonel Kurtz goes out of her way to present a very, very flawless image of Marilyn Manson. I certainly don't agree with that. He has done things that I don't agree with. He has treated people in ways I don't agree with. And I even know people who know him personally who have said he's an asshole in person. But that does not mean that he is guilty of the crimes of which he is accused, nor does that mean that he deserves to have people conspire against him to fabricate evidence. His claims are extraordinarily reasonable, and they need to be tried in a court of law. We have got, as a society, we have got to let go of this thing where, thanks to social media and the outrage baiting of clickbait journalism, we have, as a society, started addressing all matters of public controversy the way ninth grade children in high school resolve gossip disputes. That is sick, it is disturbing, and it is pathetic. So, that is where I stand on this matter. It's just, I can't do it. For my own personal mental well-being, my own mental health, my own emotional well-being, and everything else, I cannot get involved with this again. I can't go down this road again. The other reason, I don't want to go into any detail, but the other reason is that this week I received information, or I should say I received a message from a friend of mine from high school that I've not seen in many years, but it made me and everybody else who has read the message think that she is being abused and manipulated by her current romantic partner. And this is something, it's something that's very concerning. It's, I don't want to go into any detail about it, but it's given all of us who know her cause for alarm and concern. And because of that, I am not in a position to speak objectively or neutrally on this matter, or to keep my emotions out of it and that kind of thing. It's going to become a triggering issue for me. And so I just need to step out of it altogether. Anyway, like I said, my belief, as I stated in my previous video, is that Marilyn Manson is the victim of a smear campaign. That does not mean that he is a saintly human being or that he has not been an asshole to Evan Rachel Wood in some way. But I do think that he is guilty, he is the victim of a smear campaign. I believe that it is being run by Ilma Gore. That is what the evidence I have seen strongly suggests. And I believe that Evan Rachel Wood, regardless of which of these two people is the wrongdoer, deserves sympathy, because whether she's been victimized by Marilyn Manson or she's been victimized by Ilma Gore, she is still a victim deserving of sympathy. People have said that if she was not a victim, she would have jumped ship on all of this by now. I really don't think that's reasonable. I think that she is. I think she's trying to ride out the storm as best she can, but that's my position. So I'm going to continue enjoying Marilyn Manson. I'm going to continue enjoying Johnny Depp and Roman Polanski and Woody Allen and Ted Nugent and David Bowie And Peter, Paul, and Mary, yes, even Peter, Paul, and Mary, one of the people in Peter, Paul, and Mary was found convicted of child sex crimes. All of these people, I've never enjoyed R. Kelly or Bill, and I've never been really a fan of Bill Cosby, but in general, I'm just going to keep on watching and enjoying whatever media I want. Life is too short, and my own personal well-being is too important to me to go around making symbolic sacrifices of artists I like simply because they've been accused of things in the media. I don't care about the media. The media is like I said, the media is a toxic, gossip-mongering junior high school girl, and it needs to stop. It's ridiculous. So I don't follow the news anymore except for the opening monologue and New Rules segment on Real Time with Bill Maher. Other than that, I don't pick up a paper, I don't watch the news, nothing. I am done dealing with the wacky nonsense bullshit of the human race. Y'all figure your shit out and let me listen to Antichrist Superstar and watch Annie Hall in peace. Thank you.